folks. I'm Mike Morales. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Thanks for viewing us. I'm here in Southern California. That gentleman out there is
Eric Zandona in Vancouver, Washington.
Eric and I think we're two of the first reviewers to handle this brand new tequila out of Central California. Okay, the owners, and we're going to have to show this to you. It's a substantial bottle, man. Look at this. This is Pacheco 1988. Look at the branding on this thing, man.
Yeah.
This is, now the owner is Marco Pacheco, and he signed his bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Now this logo looks strangely familiar. I won't say from where, because I'll let you guys figure that out.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, you know, it's cool. A nice foil label.
Yeah.
The ticketing at the bottom, he signed it right here at the bottom as well. I'm not sure if he's actually distilling himself. I don't believe so, but I'm not sure. We, of course, as usual, Eric and I are going to fly blind because we have no information. But we did get tchotchkes in the mail. Yeah. Shot glasses and a sweatshirt. So hey, you know, cool. Thank you, sir. Let's do this. Let's taste it first, and then we'll give you all the stats and stories and go from there. Hey, even the cork is the top is metal. It's not a plastic top. I mean,
oh yeah, got a good weight to it.
Yeah, it's thin, but it's nice. So you can tell there's attention to detail here. So
yeah.
Go ahead and tell people what you're going to use first, Eric.
Oh yeah, so I'm very excited because today I'm using a Stasa Jarrito. I finally got one.
Yeah, finally, I know, huh? From the grave. I'm using the one for tequila, and I think Eric is using the wide mouth for generally that we use for mezcal, but that's okay. I like flipping back and forth myself. But we're gonna taste this juice. Then we'll tell you where it's coming from, who's distilling it, what the number is. That bottle weighs a ton, man. Wow, that's a substantial bottle.
Yeah.
Okay. It's. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Ooh. The little that we know about where it's being distilled is that the office, or at least the address, is in Amatitan, which is one of my favorite regions, honestly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're making some really nice stuff. So this is coming out of Nome 1439, and like you said, it located in Amatitan. From what I've read is that they're using autoclaves, roller mill, stainless steel stills. So, and right now the aroma is really nice. It's a little bit on the. There's definitely like it's not sharp alcohol, but there's a hint of ethanol.
Yes.
But there's also really nice like sweet cooked agave aroma.
Yes.
There as well. It's really nice. So it's a little bit on the lighter side because of that mix of the ethanol, but it's really nice. Leans towards the sweetness, even in the Blanco. Very strong, pronounced like cooked agave character.
Yes, and that's at the bottom of the glass. It's actually coming out very nicely. And yes, like you know, we just broke the seals on these.
Yeah.
They weren't delivered to us from a regular delivery service, and I'm not going to say how it got to us, but Pony Express. But anyway, so we just broke the seal on these, and it could be that because the alcohol is a good thing. I don't mind it. It's not a burning thing.
No.
And it dissipated. I mean, it's just right at the beginning. I think as soon as we popped the corks, But yeah, I'm getting that sweetness at the bottom, and there's the agave that I'm getting. If they're using autoclaves, I'm getting more of the green agave as cooked as opposed to baked. But I'm not sure what the process is. I mean, you kind of found that before I did, so.
Yeah. little bit of pepperiness, but mostly the aroma, I'd say mostly on the cooked agave.
Yeah. And it came right up to greet you right at
Yeah.
the beginning. So it was very, very nice. But now I'm ready to dive in. So
Yeah, let's taste it.
let's taste it. Mm. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, this is delightful.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Wow.
really nice.
Wow, nice pepper explosion to the back and the rear of the palate. A nice finish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also nice, like getting a nice like tart, like citrus at the end. That's sort of like you said, peppery, but also a little like blast of citrus oil. Um, yeah, really nice.
Wow. It's
Most
not.
of it is interesting. Not a lot on the front of the palate, but
Yeah.
sweetness on mid palate, and then this like peppery, like citrusy thing on the back end.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
Because before we came on camera, I always like to prep my palate, my mouth, and I usually rinse with vodka. That's my go-to,
Yeah.
and I recommend that even in our Contador course. I had normally when I do stuff like this, when I get together with the guys with the TJs, it's bland. If I have to eat before, it's usually a bland meal like oatmeal or something, whatever, just nothing spicy, and then just clean it out. And so I thought it was me, but you got the same reaction. Like all the action happens at mid palate. Lately, we've had some tequilas that it just the entry it sinks to you right at the beginning, and then all the way through the palate. But this one, like you said, it was mid palate to the rear.
Yeah.
That's where all the action was.
Yeah. There's a little bit of sweetness at the front end, but yeah, it really hits mid to back. But yeah, I'd say that like cooked flavor kind of continues through, not much grassiness or green agave character, more kind of cooked and some pepper, some I would say too, like it's a little bit like Szechuan pepper, which is a little bit
Really?
yeah. Which is a little bit different than like say black pepper, because Szechuan tends to have this like tingly sensation. It's anyway, it just it kind of reminds me of that. And then some citrus.
Let me ask you: are you getting? You'll notice with these glasses, Eric. The more you play with them, the less sample you really need.
Yeah.
Are you getting any kind of unusual sweetness in the aroma now?
So that's the thing that I noticed right off the bat is that the aroma is fairly sweet, and there is a at the very beginning. I'm not sure I get it much now, but initially there's almost like a vanilla character to the
I'm,
sweetness.
I'm getting more of that, and I'm
Yeah.
just resetting my yeah. I'm resetting myself when I do stuff like that because I'm not sure that it's just now beginning to appear,
Yeah.
in the aroma, and it's almost like I'm getting a coconut.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, to me it's reading a little bit more vanilla than coconut, but
Okay.
yeah.
I just wondered, I try even when I wash my hands,
Right.
I try not using colognes or perfumes or anything
Right.
that's got a strong scent to it. And I'm just trying. If you excuse me if I smell my finger, I just want to make sure it's not me.
Right.
That it's you, not me.
Yeah.
You know,
So
because
one of the interesting things is like from reading their website, they mentioned something about filtration, and at first when I read it, I was like, are they talking about Cristalino? But this says Blancos, and there are restrictions about what Blanco is, so
yes.
it wouldn't, so I'm presuming that's not a Cristalino labeled as Blanco.
Wait a
Though
minute.
the rest of the line, that would make more sense.
Well, yeah. Now we only got three expressions. Apparently, there's a reposado we didn't get because I think you and I got the same.
Yeah, yeah.
There are four bottles. I think or five. I'm not sure how. I have to look at their Instagram. I think that there are five expressions.
Okay.
We got the Blanco, the Añejo, and the Extra Añejo. So Eric and I got the same expressions. But yeah, when you start to smell this, I normally get this kind of sweetness when we've done enough of these Cristalinos because they're, whatever it is that the barrel held, whether it's a French oak or if it had extra additives in it or whatever, or more glycerin, if that,
Right.
then you'll get residual sweetness that belongs in it. I'm getting like a coconut, man.
Yeah.
And like Eric said, if you're not aware, when it comes to the normas of tequila, the rules and regulations, blancos are not allowed to have additives in them. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know what their process is. Again, we didn't get a whole lot of information. Sometimes when you see brands that rest their blancos, for like 28 days in barrels and then pull them out, that's a Blanco Suave. At least that's my category for it. Herradura was the first one to actually do that. Right. And they called it Blanco Suave. If you look at the original bottles of Herradura, they actually have it on their label. And they actually petitioned the CRT to get that, to use it at the time. It said natural and then Blanco Suave. This has no information on it other than Blanco. So, is that bad, Eric?
I guess that could be potential if they did something like that where it's like 28 days and then charcoal filter it to remove any residual color. I don't think it's bad because just like with Herradura has its own market, this does as well. So, but I think my guess is they're going to be going for a market, people who are interested in, that, like, even from their marketing, right? They talk about smoothness and sip ability and things like that. So they're aimed at people who are looking for a nice drinking tequila, not going to be dominant by the alcohol, looking for probably sweeter flavor profile. And that's what they're getting. And I think it's a nice aroma.
Yeah.
It's a little bit curious, again, like you said, where that real sweetness is coming from. But it doesn't seem unnatural in any way. So
no, I wish they had more information. I really do, because we follow them on Instagram. That's how I found them. Marco and his and lovely wife. They're a young couple. So this is a young brand just coming out of Stockton, California. So in that Central California area, it tends to have, for me, has always been, everybody talks about Southern California being a really hotbed for tequila brands, but I think the secret hotbed really is Central California. I mean, you got some great brands coming out of there. Alderete is one of them. Don Pilar is another one. There are a few other ones that escape me right now, and I think Pacheco they have a potential. I'm just, I wish like I say, they're great branding. I want to know more.
I think for what it is, the casual home drinker, it's a nice bottle. It's going to look good. I think it's also going to work well in mixed drinks. People could take shots of it if they wanted to. They could drink it neat if they wanted to. So I think for their target market, I think the flavor profile is right on. It's there's some questions in my mind about how exactly they got to this, but I think overall, nice product.
Yeah, I do too. I think, first of all, and you'll agree with me probably, it's that, first of all, Brand of Promise nominee in the packaging. This is a beautiful, substantial bottle. It's heavy, folks, so be careful when you take it off the shelf in Central California, because you don't want it to hit the floor because you might cause an earthquake. But it's Pacheco 1988. And I think the Blanco really is worth, a brand of promise. It's got some good mouthfeel, good structure. I think I'm getting some lip numbness and gum numbness. It's hitting all the points.
Yeah.
It's like I say, I wish I knew more about that telltale at the bottom aroma. If they're using, if they're resting it in French oak for even 10 days. French oak is French oak is powerful.
Yeah.
And they're not cheap either. So there's no telling what part of the process is. I wish I knew.
Well, that's the other thing. I haven't had any other tequilas from this gnome.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's very possible that some of this coconut character could be coming from the yeast that they're using, could be coming from, like you said, a very short maturation in a barrel and then the color filtered out. There's a number of things where this could be like a house style that we're just not familiar with.
Yeah.
So that's why I think overall, definitely worth saying brand of promise nominee.
Yeah, I think so too.
Great bottle. I think it's a tasty tequila. So.
And it's still hearty. It's not, it's not muted in any way. It's just there's like this, just that added layer of I wish I knew.
Yeah.
But that's our take on Pacheco Blanco. Let's do this because we are going to get we're going to go with the añejo and then the extra añejo, and hopefully maybe we'll get the rest of after this we might get the rest of them. I don't know, but that's our take on Pacheco Blanco. Thank you to Marco Pacheco and family for making that happen. I really appreciate that. You've been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media, all of our channels and networks. Please subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Hit that red button unless you're afraid of commitment. And otherwise, give us a like. Hit that notification bell because every month we just unload on you. All the tastings we did the month before, you get to stream them all at the first of the month. So put that notification bell on and be annoyed. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That gentleman is
Eric Zandona in Vancouver, Washington.
And remember, folks, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.
Gee.